Hello. Can you hear me well? How's the sound? It's been about a week since you last saw me. And in that week, I've worked on this just a tiny bit more. Yeah, I'm starting like 10 minutes earlier than my postponed time. Real life does some stuff. So... I'm gonna make a new folder for the viola toggle. Today I was going to do Star Maid, but then I was like, maybe I will do the rigging instead, because that's actually useful, you know? As much as I want Star Maid to have more of an audience, to expose more people to the game that ate up like thousands of my college hours, that's okay. Alright, so... okay, this part's gonna be... alright, time to fiddle. Terraria ate thousands of my college hours. I can see that happening. I know a lot of friends who are super into Terraria. Okay, where's the right hand? Is it this? No. I think it's the bat. No, not bat. The bow hand? Let's see here. Default arms, wings. Is it in the arms here? Or maybe up further? Ah, hand plus bow. Okay, now I can... Alright, so... oh, you're playing modded Terraria right now? Cool, cool, cool. What mods? What mods are you playing with? Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna start with the viola for this one. Let's see here. Okay, so this is... these are the strings. Okay. Alright. So for this one, I need to put a pivot point right here. Okay, so there's a pivot point right on the bridge. And then I need to put a pivot point right here. On the neck. My cat's going crazy in the background. Main ones are Calamity, Stars Above, Gensokyo, Thorium, Fargo's Vitality, and the rest being QOL and Improvement. Quite a number of mods. god. Cat is digging around in here. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's not very talkative. It's the quiet one that's in here today. Alright, new parameter minimum -1, maximum 1. This is gonna be a string. Motion. Waiting stuff. No. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. He's just a cat. He knows not what you are thinking. You better not. Better not ever know. Okay, so I think A is this string here. And then it attaches there. Let's see, how am I gonna make this work? Maybe I do one of these and then attach. Okay, yeah, that'll work. What's going on? What are you digging for? Why are you trying to get under the bed? Hmm? Cat's doing cat things. Okay, so viola motion. Let's see here. A string motion. Okay. And then I'm going to give it a few more divisions. There. There you go. I'm gonna see if I can get this to work the way that I was thinking. Ever so slight movement. So a little bit of movement here. That's supposed to kind of imitate the way a string vibrates. Maybe a little bit too far there. Needs to be a little more subtle. You know, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to make that work with the, like, Maybe I can do it as just like, oh, the A string's being pressed down instead. Okay, hold on. Let me set this to 0 again. And edit. Make the minimum 0, not being pressed. A string, I'm gonna change this so it's called press. And I'm also gonna call the deformer press. Fiddles always remind me of the song Devil Went Down to Georgia. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, unfortunately for you today, this is not a fiddle. This is actually a viola. Fiddle is a violin, so it's a little higher pitched. This is a little bit lower pitched than a fiddle. There you go. So the A gets pressed like that. I'm not sure how to get this to act correctly. Not 100%. But I'll just go with it. I'll do each bit individually and then hopefully figure out how to do this. Played a bit of it with some Brazilian country music. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty interesting. I might want to look that up just later, see what it sounds like. Cause like I don't have a lot of music variety. My music education was mostly just violin, piano, you know, classic stuff, and not a whole lot of modern or country or folk music really. It's just like folky European stuff. And I got really bored of it, so that's why I don't really do it anymore. On top of just not liking practicing. That's the other thing. Parents would be like, oh yeah, did you practice? I'd be like, I practiced. I practiced. And that would be like every single week, every single day. And then I'd go to I'd go to my lessons and I'd try extra hard to sound like I did practice. I got away with it too for a while. And then I had to actually start practicing. Okay, so that's A string being pressed down. You know, I might just do all the strings being pressed at the same time. Unless I can get this to correspond to like hand angle. Because your hand angle when you play a viola will determine which string you're pressing on. So maybe I can do a wrist angle kind of thing. That might be it. Okay, so not sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but I'll figure it out. So this is gonna be pressing the D string. I'm gonna let my other cat in. I think he's meowing at the door. I can hear him. So today, for the first time in a long while, I am willingly deciding to consume alcohol. I seem to do better with art, I guess, when I'm just a tiny bit inebriated. Replicate, edit, de-string. And so yeah, I went to the grocery store and got some hard lemonade or hard limeade. But it was like a variety pack. I can't have more than one, otherwise my brain will just shut down. But if I have just a sip, I'll be okay. I don't necessarily work better under the influence, I just haven't done anything for a long time involving alcohol. There we go. That looks like it's been pressed. I don't know if you heard that. Alright. You heard the meow? Okay, awesome. They're roughhousing right now. Oh, you also hear their collars. We put collars that have bells on them now, so we can hear them wherever they're going. Oh, they're so adorable. I love my cat so much. Do you guys have pets? Only stray uni cats. Oh. Well, I mean, that makes sense. If you're in a uni, you probably can't have pets. Oh, that's cute. A granny dog. That's pretty adorable. Okay. Let's add another. This is gonna be called C string press. And before anybody even thinks about it, don't turn violin and viola string names into jokes, please. I've heard them all. I've heard them all. Got 4 dogs and a cat. A lucky you. I can't handle more than like 2 pets, but like that must be amazing to have all that fuzzy, fluffy, cuddly animal just around. I don't need this to move down as far. Yeah, a little bit jealous actually. One of my favorite things with cats is like when they decide to like climb around and like find a little like nook. How do I say it? I guess I would describe it as a nook where your body's curled up and there's like a little space in the middle, and I like to find that little spot and like curl up inside of it. And it's just so soft and fluffy and warm, and it's great. Okay, so all 4 strings can now be pressed. Oh, wow, the alcohol's hitting me quick. Alright, so now I need to make the viola. Turn with the body. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all the strings, and then I'm gonna grab the fingerboard. And then the tail piece. What is this? Okay, so the A string already includes it. What else can I move around? I guess I'll move the peg box as well. Family also keeps a few chickens too. I don't know if I already said this, but I have like neighbors that keep chickens. I can hear them every so often. Maybe I won't move the pegs. Yeah, I don't think I'll move the pegs. I don't think I'm gonna move the middle pegs. I don't think I need to move that. Do I need to move this? Maybe. But I don't think I'm gonna move these pegs, so just the front. And then I'm gonna make a viola top surface. Okay, so now we got viola top surface. Let's see. Peg box probably shouldn't be in it, so I'm taking that out. Peg box strings should be in it. Actually, yeah, I will put the middle and back peg sections in with it. Okay, let's see. What does it move? Okay, so all this stuff, it moves. What else does it need? Probably... Probably that's it. So, viola top surface, middle. And then this will have to move with the body, so let's do body X. Looks about right. Okay. Maybe this needs to move over a little more like this. Okay. And then moving away, we need the perspective shift this way. Not too much shift, just a tiny bit. Okay. Alright, now I need to get the bridge to look like it's moving correctly. Hold on, just a minute. That's a little too steep. All right. So there's the fingerboards moving. Let's grab the bridge. What other vertical pieces need to move along with it? I think I'll just do the bridge by itself. Sorry. Didn't expect that to come along so quickly. Alright, so... Thank you. The bridge will go there. Just a little bit more bridge size there. And that looks about right. Okay. Let's grab the chin rest and make that move as well. Chin rest. Y. A little bit of length there. It should kind of look like that. Maybe I turned it a little too far. Okay, let's see. Center that again. I'm gonna redo the keyframes because I think I did it wrong. Maybe this front piece moves differently. That might be it. Okay, so I'm gonna move the back and the front independently, I think. So, let's see, the front I will take out of the chin rest, and we'll only move the back. Chin rest, back. I think that is correct. A little bit of perspective shift here. Okay, so this goes across. Maybe this goes further this way than I thought it did originally. Yeah, that. Let me take a look at this. Motion looks pretty good. So let me raise this up a little bit. That looks pretty good. Okay. And then going the other direction, I just need it to shorten a little bit this way and then a little bit this way, I guess. Okay, that looks about right. I'm gonna put chin rest front and back together with this. And see if that looks right. It looks close enough. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that. you rigged additional objects like this before? Sort of? Not really. I kind of just see it as like, oh, this is just another face, so to speak. I did hands. I have done hands. So that readies me for this. Why is this still on? Arm pointer R. That should be 0. Okay, yeah, there we go. There's back-to-back tests, making me feel sleepy, so it's time to hit the sack. Well, good night, Manalis. Hope your scores are good. Best wishes for your high score, you know. Alright, so viola face front. That's the back side of it, and then it's the front. It's the back side. That's the body, and then that's the back side of the body. Okay. So I'll attach these together, all together. That's gonna be viola body top surface. Yeah, you just, for these sorts of like individual pieces to rig, you just want to break it down into like pieces that you kind of understand. Like, this is a box. The viola's body is a box. So you make a surface for the top, surface for the front, and then maybe a surface for some of the sides that are showing. And if you have a box on top of another box, like this fingerboard area, that's another box. So that is rigged separately. In order to get it to look good, so to speak. So, viola body top surface, we want it to move along with everything. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move it this way, right? And then I'm gonna move it so it's slanted, because it's also turned a different direction to face forwards. And then I can also turn it down a little bit if that helps. See that? So that's what I mean. A second, I gotta adjust this a tiny bit. So here's another thing, but this is very, very specific to these instruments. These little hash marks are supposed to be aligned where the bridge is. I'm not going to try to correct the artwork here, because that's up to kind of artistic interpretation, but I'm going to try to keep the distances basically the same when I turn it, so, or the proportional distances the same when I turn it. So now I notice that this is a little bit further away than this was. I need to adjust it. So here's the viola top surface, and I need to adjust it by moving this way. There. And I think the bridge also needs a bit of adjustment here. Gonna turn it. That might be okay. Might have to do a little bit of there. Alright, so we've got that turning correctly most of the way. I just have to get the turning away from the camera motion correct. So that's going to be out and away. That's going to tilt all of these kind of away. Okay, there we go. There's the top surface. Mostly correct. The bridge is a little bit wonky. I can do a little bit of adjustment to make it less so. If I turn this a little bit and move that and do that, bridge probably will look a little less wonky. I gotta make sure that the feet of the bridge kind of stay in the same spots relatively. So this bottom needs to be down a little bit further. And this needs to be out a little further. There we go. Okay, so next I need to move this box here. This scroll box, this peg box. So let me set this to 0. Peg box front and back kind of can move together, I think. Oh shoot, they probably can't move entirely together. Because if you tilt forwards, if you tilt your model forwards, the viola will also tilt sideways. So I need to make that separate, I think. One at a time. One bit at a time. Peg box front. Okay, here we go. So it moves this way. I might actually want to make the hand go away just a just a little bit. Where are the hands? Where's the hands? That's okay, playing hand. There we go. Alright, so when the peg box moves, we're going to give it a bit of perspective shift like this, and then move it along. Okay, so now I have a little bit of perspective shift, but I also need to make sure that the that these leaf pegs that are in the middle don't get don't come over the top of the front of the box. So I'm going to come over here to these middle peg box front, put it underneath. That way when it comes past the edge of the peg box, it'll get hidden. So yeah, a little bit of perspective, a little bit of perspective change there. I like that. There we go. Okay, let's scoot this up just a tiny bit, make sure it's just right. And then the back pegs will have to go behind peg box back, because they will have to hide behind it when it turns. Okay, and then back a little bit this way. There we are. And that should look about right. One 3D thing that I probably can't do here is make this fully 3D. Hold on, let me see if I can add... Oh, I might be able to. Let me see how many more layers I can add. That's 9. 8. 9. 10 is the maximum. Let's see, 9? Okay, with 9 I can sort of make it look 3D there. Yeah, that looks okay, I think. And then I can drag these out a little bit when it goes the other way, make it look like it's perspective shifting a little bit. Go. Yeah, it is a little tricky. But worry not. I know instrument anatomy, so should be all okay. So, peg box back. Separate deformer. so this will need to come over here and shorten a little bit. Maybe come up a little bit this way. And a little bit up this way. Alright, okay, so just gotta make sure that this is just barely covered correctly. And then going back the other way, we need it to deform a slightly different way. There we go. Bring this out a little bit like that, and then so we get a little bit of perspective shift when that happens. Bring that down a tiny, tiny bit. This could stay up a little. Alright, that looks pretty good so far. Now I need to move the sides of the body, which are down here, as well as the plating, the gold plating. That'll be called viola body sides. Create. I'm gonna set this to 0. And one thing I'm gonna do is actually take these out first and adjust this. So here's another trick. I haven't done it for everything, but this has a lot of curves in it, so I think it'll be helpful to do so. So I'm gonna give it a bunch of width. Width? How would you pronounce that? I pronounce it width, but I know that that's not how it's spelled. Okay, so this is gonna have the pieces generally like this. And I'm gonna make sure that it has close enough slant. It kind of just matches up correctly. There you go. Not sure how. And now I put the body and the front back onto it. Viola body sides. Okay. Start doing the motion. Right, so this has to come out this far. And knowing where all these points are, I can just drag this, maybe turn it, Maybe turn this too. And that will go here and it'll be turned. Grab this, move it, turn it. Move this around a little bit just to get it lined up again. This part's a little bit harder because this line is kind of hidden. Okay, that looks okay. Yeah. Might want to give this a little bit less rotation here. Give it a little bit more. A little more volume. Okay, and then I need the gold plating stuff to be back here on the body so it stays hidden under everything. The body top surface needs a little bit of work as well. Let me give it a little bit more, a few more divisions here. There we go. That looks pretty decent, I would say. And then gotta do the moving away from the camera bit. Okay. Let's move that up a little bit. Let's move this up a little bit. Move this back a little bit. Move that out a little bit. Okay, so we've got our viola moving with a bit of perspective. Alright. Pretty good, I would say. Maybe I might want to take the top surface here and extend extend this back piece here a little bit. There we go. Pronounce with as with. Yeah, I guess most Americans would pronounce that way. I could see where it could be confusing to learn. Depending on what your first language is. Because some languages, how it's spelled is how it's pronounced, but English is like not like that, and neither is French, I think. Okay. So I'm gonna grab all of these. And then I'll be giving them a tilt, I guess. Yeah, a tilt. So viola, top surface. Actually, I might just start with the body. So the body sides should get a little more curved like this. And I'll add more divisions here. Okay, there we go. So that's the sides turning. I'll probably bring this up just a little bit, make it easier myself. A little bit of turn. Turn this a little bit this way. Maybe a little bit of movement here and here. Okay, that looks good. Top surface then needs to go a little bit taller this way. There we go. And I think the sides, I can move this down a little bit further. Down a little bit that way, that should work. Let's see how that looks. Looks alright. Might want to flatten this a little bit. this down a little here. Okay. It's a little bit of a twist. I'm gonna try to get these a little more centered around where they're rotating. That way you can notice the rotation a little better. There we go. That's a little better. That. Then I also gotta do the other direction. Alright, top surface needs to turn that way a little bit, down a little bit. And the sides will need to come up a little. But overall, probably will need a little less curve. So, I need to turn these up. Bring these down just a bit. That up. Go. These deformers back down a little. More volume down this way. Should do it. A little bit more the stripe showing. There we go. There we are. How's that? So for when it's turned, we can just these. Oh wait, nope, that's not how we would do it. Crud. You know what? I'm gonna connect them and try synthesize corners, see if it works. Turn on the viola, come down here. That looks right. Yeah, that looks right. I think synthesized corners will work just fine for this. I got it good enough. Okay, so set that back to 0, that to 0, that to 0. And we'll start moving the other pieces. So the bridge has to move. This way. Okay, and since I'm shortening it in this direction, that should look about right. Maybe I shortened it too much. perfect, but I think I need to bring it back a little bit. Okay, that's better. Looks like it's alright. Don't worry about it. It'll look great. I think. I hope. I think that looks about right. Yeah, that looks about right. Or the actual perspective on the instrument itself is a bit wonky. Did my best. Totally okay. I'm glad it's going pretty smoothly, actually. Looking at it all. Let's see here. Top surface, middle, chin rest. Chin rest. Gonna make the chin rest come down a little. Up a little. Maybe not so far. And then coming down the other side, and needs to go down quite a bit. This bottom section should stay large right here, right here. So I'm gonna grab these two, connect the dots, do synthesize, and then set edit, default this to 1 while editing. Okay, so reset to default. Take a look at this. That looks okay. I think that looks okay. That's more movement than you expected. What do you expect from me? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Alright, so let's see here. Turning the viola downwards, we want this string area to come down a little bit. But we in general want this part to stay kind of stationary, because it's rotating on a, how do I say it? Some kind of like an axis this way. I think that's fine there. That would be fine there. Okay. Expand this a little bit too. Expand this top section a little bit. And then when it turns and faces away, we want it to get a little bit skinnier. but we still want this back section to be mostly in the same spot. So I think that's the right spot. However, we still want this to be in the right spot, so we need to move not this section, just here. Oh, that one's a difficult one. Since they're on different planes, I'm gonna separate them actually. So I'm gonna copy this, set to default, make a full-on copy of the fingerboard. So this fingerboard side is what I'm going to call it. And that is going to go down here in fingerboard side. So the original fingerboard, I'm going to go back in and edit. And for this one, we just need the fingerboard up to about here, right? So this is where it's gonna cut off and transition to the side of this fingerboard. We can also just cut off the entire gray area, gray section under here, and make that bottom section just all a side profile. So okay, and so we go to fingerboard side. Gonna delete a bunch of pieces. This is the rigger's way of doing backup cutting. Non-art cutting, I guess you could say. Cutting without having to draw, I guess. Pretty useful trick, I guess. Just in case you need it for a tad bit more, but you don't want to like change the art file, and you just want to have one more little separate piece. Okay, there you go. So what I'm going to do with this separate piece is I'm going to pull that up a little bit, close the gap here for the fingerboard. Right. And this is going to be fingerboard side XY. That's going to be outside of everything. Okay, so we can separately rig it. There we go. Let me grab these points and move them a little bit. Grab these points, move them a little bit. Bit of adjustment here and there, and eventually it's lined up again. There we go. Ah, yeah. This is another part where it would help to have these be separate pieces, but it's totally okay because Good Rigger has a good workaround to make it all work. Right? I can move this down a little bit just to make it a little less exaggerated. It's not really supposed to be that exaggerated. Okay, and then this top surface here, that's the viola body top surface. So I want to go to viola top surface middle and move this surface to meet fingerboard. And then in that case, I can go back to the fingerboard side and bring it down a little, bring this part down a little, this part down a little bit more as well. Okay. This might be a little too much. Yeah, I think I moved it a little too much. Looks like it's moving a little bit more than it's supposed to. Scoot that out a little. Scoot this out a little. Yeah, after crying over drawing the viola a few times, feels nice to see it moving. Doing some magic. I wouldn't exactly call it magic. It's not really quite magic. Okay, so there's that, and then I gotta do viola fingerboard side. Connect these and do a synthesized corner just to make sure it all attaches. It'll be a little bit wonky looking, I think. I don't think I can prevent it from looking too wonky right now. Maybe in this corner I can move these by turning them a little bit and then pulling them down a little. That looks a little less wonky. Yeah, just a little bit, and move it down a little bit. That'll look a little less wonky. There. Move that down, turn this want this to move up as well. Our end, I would want it to move up. There we go. Looks magical though. Good news is I'll be quite zoomed out when playing viola, so you won't have to worry about up close shots too much. Yeah, guess. Sometimes I kind of get a little bit too engrossed in the details about like, oh yeah, if you put it up close and then magnify it, and you'll see all these little, yeah. You won't see it. You won't see it. Alright, so let's set that to 0, 0 again. Unlink, I'm gonna move the peg box front to match. There we go. And then this needs to go a little bit higher, and then I might also a little bit of angle up that way. I think here I don't need this to go as high. I can leave it like down like this. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. There we go. See if I can synthesize the corners for this one and make it work. Ah, there's a little bit of displacement. A little bit of extra displacement on the corners. There we go. And that should do it. Okay, yeah, that totally does it. Right. Set to default. That moves down. This moves down just a tiny bit. But the scroll becomes slightly more visible. Right? And then going up the other way, we need to make this shrink quite a bit. Especially this top section here. I think I can actually bring this down slightly. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work pretty good, actually. Okay, so there's my up and down. Let's synthesize some corners here. And then I'll do a little bit of the corner displacement to make sure it lines up correctly. Right, that lines up. Gotta line this up. Okay. make sure that this lines up. Right, and then I gotta make sure that this one lines up as well. Okay, so I think that is all the pieces of the viola. Looks a little bit okay. The wonkiness only Ozzy knows is there. I'm just amazed at the range of motion, way beyond my expectations. Oh. I mean, when you saw the head move, maybe you should have adjusted your expectations. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. It's alright. It's alright. Even the best of predictions doesn't predict some stuff sometimes. Okay, so this needs corner to come down. This needs this corner to come down. I don't need the corner as far down as I thought I did. There we go. And then that should do it. There we go. That looks pretty decent, I would say. Alright, now let's grab all of the viola pieces, because they need to be combined. Viola Z, which is gonna be this body motion here. Okay, let's see here. I can shrink that. Upper body Z, okay. I think I'm gonna call this YZ, actually. Actually, it might actually, yeah, I might even do all of the axes, honestly. So, left, right comes out to here, left is here, and right only comes out to about here. Okay. Might not want to move it as far. Let's put that at 0. Just over a little bit. And then downwards, upwards. Connect and synthesize corners. There we go. tilt it a little bit this way, tilt it a little bit the other way, going down, tilting down. Okay. Let me recenter this a little bit better. There you go. So that'll move with the body, right? After I get this done, I'll need to do the hands and the fingers, finger tracking and stuff. But yeah, so there's those motions. And then, for these motions, I also need to do the Z angle. So, if you're leaning back, I am going to need to probably lean this up. Or leaning to the side. Yeah, that brings it up. Then leaning down, we'll tilt this down. There we go. A little bit of expressive tilt. Do you want more tilt? I can definitely tilt it more. I can definitely tilt it more, depending on if you're like the kind that moves a lot. Okay, and then center, I think I'm actually going to bring it out a little bit. 0, 0, tilt it up, tilt it down, tilt it up, tilt it down. Okay, that looks right. We'll bring this all the way to the right. Tilt it down. And then tilting it up. There we go. So that looks good. Let's go to the other side. Get tilted. That way it kind of moves with your body. There we go. Then I have to set this down to negative. Set this back to 0. And we're going to do the same exercise. We're basically going to do the same modification, just 3 times in total, because we have 9 total keyframes. that we have to give a upwards and downwards tilt to. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we are. Is that tilt? Now we move this to negatives. We see what the tilt looks like. Down this way. And up this way. Okay, let's move that to +10 and work on these keyframes. And then the tilt down. All right, set that to 0. Get our upwards tilt. Need a little bit more and a little bit of motion inwards, a little bit more tuck. And then a little bit of relaxation tilting downwards. Just a tiny bit though. Can't relax too much or drop the whole entire instrument. Okay. We'll move that to +10 and do our keyframes. Tilt this down quite a bit, get back up. There we go. So now, no matter where the body is, the viola is kind of like just in general tilted the right way. There we go. That's about an hour and a half of work. It's like rigging a face, but you don't have to do eyes and hair. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. I still got to do the bow and both arms. But I think I'm gonna save that. I'll do it like tomorrow or something. By the next time you see this, I might be doing the bow. I might be doing the fingers. You kind of get the idea. It's just like doing a rig for a body or a face, but you just assign it different parameters, and then you make it work. And you just make it work. So it'll move with the body, and then I'll make the hands move with the body, or the arms move with the body, but the fingers will be moving with the hands. That's the idea. That is the idea. So, anyways, thanks for just kind of chilling out and hanging out. It was a good hour and a half of work. Maybe it was 2 hours. I don't remember. No, it's like an hour and 40 minutes that I'm working on it. It's been pretty satisfying, the progress that I've made today on this, and pretty soon it'll be finished and you'll be able to see actually use it. I mean, maybe another like week or two, I would guess. Depends on how the fingers go. I don't think that's gonna be too bad. Not sure how to make the notes, make it sensitive to notes though, like pitch. I'm not sure how to do that. But I'm definitely going to try to make it so that when you do close your hand on your left hand, when you press down strings, it'll take the angle of your wrist and then try to guess at which string it's pressing down. And then press down that one. Just a bunch of keyframes, I guess. I am an engineer after all. There's a lot of stuff going on with this, and not all of the stuff that I can get going in the physics model is going to be like just the way you see it, because when you put it into VTube Studio, when you tilt your head, your body also tilts a certain amount. When you turn your head, nod your head, your body moves a certain amount. You can move away from the camera, move towards the camera, and the body will move. It'll have some movement associated with it. So a little bit of tilt. I really like the body tilt though. I really like how that looks. I'm really glad that this turned out as good as it did. I was a little apprehensive because it's the first time I've actually done an instrument, and I might have overcomplicated it for myself, but the results look good, so I'm not exactly complaining. So anyways, I was about to close before, but I guess I'm gonna close again. Thanks for hanging out. Hope it was informational. Hope it was chill. Hope you enjoyed listening. And if you want to keep watching the series of rigging things I'm doing with this, it'll only be a couple more weeks of it. And then we'll move on to something else, I guess. Unless Lasso gives me his. And then maybe I'll work on that one, unless he wants to keep it secret. Till next time. It'll be Wednesday, because I'm just going to be doing Wednesday streams. Cutting it to 1 week. 1 week, 1 stream maximum. Because if I try to go harder, I just cannot keep up. So yeah, anyways. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Jana.